Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor-in-chief of UrbanPitch.com. Julio Monterosa, executive director of Vibes for Urban Pitch. What's going on, Julio? How we doing?
You hear the voice. It's been a long 3 days, bro.
Has been a very long 3 days because World Cup fever is officially hit. We are in the midst of it all. Today, we're recording on a Sunday. We got the first, yesterday we had the 4-game slate. Today we have the 4-game slate. Next week is going to be all jam-packed. It's been an absolute whirlwind of a 3-day period. I could not be more excited, though. This is the coolest time I can remember since we've started doing this.
FIFA has to give a fans hydration breaks, bro.
Yeah, the fans should get hydration breaks. Yeah.
Every 4 days.
Every 4 days.
No soccer hydration break, bro. I definitely need a hydration break.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. We have seen, right, going into this tournament, there was all this hoopla about, Americans, they don't even like soccer. They call it soccer. How can they host a tournament, the World Cup, the biggest soccer tournament of all time? They don't even care. Like the fans, there's no hype around it. That's all been complete, maybe anecdotal, but I have seen more soccer jerseys over the last 4 days than I have probably in the last 2 years.
I believe that we would. I mean, bro, the chants are low key. We only have one. It's a USA. We gotta get our chance with it, but our play in the field, I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, let's talk. Okay, so let's talk about the U.S. men's national team home opener then. 4-1 win over Paraguay here in LA. Probably the best game that this team has played together. Like this group of players couldn't have come at a better time.
Yeah.
We were both there. Julio, what was your experience at the game?
Man, I bought my tickets an hour and 20 minutes prior to the game starting. You couldn't get tickets on StubHub, Ticketmaster. You had to go to FIFA.com, wait a 10-minute wait period that the website makes you wait. It's like a timer going. And then we would try to get tickets. They were already sold. We would try to get tickets. They were already sold. So we were like, let's go watch it at a watch party. But God decided for us to go, and we were to find 4 tickets on they were like the wheelchair accessible chairs. We had our own space. It was amazing. But
so you're taking spots away from,
bruh. First of all,
the handicap.
This games are for the 2-leg walking folks. The thing is, that's only tickets that were available.
Yeah.
Whatever. But walking into the stadium, just seeing all the American jerseys, our founding father costumes, signs, bro. Everybody was passionate of being happy to be an American. I did not know the product we were going to put out. I thought the U.S. was going to win 1-0, but that all changed as soon as Palooza touched the ball. Yeah. And we're like, yeah, he's playing different today.
Right. Yeah, we can talk about the game itself, but I want to talk about the overall fan experience. And you mentioned you saw the jerseys. The striped home jersey, the new current one, that's got to be one of the top selling jerseys of the year, because I was on the lookout for I wonder what jerseys are going to be. I wonder if they're going to be wearing the Waldo jerseys, the Bomb Pop jerseys, some the older, maybe the denim kit. And there were a few. I saw a couple of Bomb Pops. I saw a couple of Waldo jerseys, even the Gold Cup, pinstripe, the blue pinstripe one. That's one of my favorites. But the majority, I would say probably 90% of the jerseys that I saw were that new current home jersey with the flag.
That one for sure, number one. But this denim one was second. I literally saw everybody with it as well.
The American Outlaws were doing a giveaway the day before, so they were giving these away for free, and a bunch of people got them.
That's why probably the second one. But there was an older gentleman walking around with you can tell the shirt has been through a few World Cups. Yeah. It was a denim Reno one. Oh, bro, wow, pops. Wow. Yeah. And then there are a few Lalas. One guy had a Hugo Perez, my guy.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing seeing it. Once that national anthem started going, literally the whole stadium, we felt like it was going to be a special night.
Yeah, the vibes inside the stadium specifically were incredible. the national anthem, the USA chants. I was in the press box. I was ready to get the USA chant going in the press box. But you know, I need to hold my credential because
we need you. You gotta work, bro.
And then after the Pulisic goal or the own goal, he split the defenders, set up the own goal to Weston McKennie, and the building was shaking, like you could feel it. And that was like probably the peak of the noise inside the stadium. Fantastic vibes. I think the fans showed up. American Outlaws, you know, were doing their thing. But outside the stadium was a little bit disappointing to me. I know you said you got there a little bit late.
Yeah, no, honestly, I saw videos of the Fan Fest. It did not look like anything special. Thank God I got there late because walking into this, I don't know how it was for you, but walking into the stadium was a piece of cake. Probably I parked across the street, and then it was a 20-minute walk.
Yeah.
It didn't take no longer than 20 minutes to get in. After they had the after party, the Fan Fest after party. But
was that across the street?
No, it was in the stadium.
Oh, in the stadium.
In the stadium. So as soon as you walk out,
it's right by the forum, right? That parking lot.
It was, man.
Yeah. So my issue was the check-in station. Normally you check in at Los Angeles Stadium. Sorry. You check in right at the gate and they scan your ticket and there's like a bunch of different. It's a huge stadium, so like you have to go to your gate. It's like a half-mile walk around the entire stadium, right? But for the opening game, and I presume they're going to do it for the rest of the games in LA, you check in the parking lot. So there's like this ring around the parking lot where you check in, you scan your tickets, you go through security, you do all of that, and you're in. Technically, you're checked in. Your ticket was scanned, but you're not in the stadium yet. You're still in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And so there's no cars parked, which makes for kind of a weird atmosphere. There's no like tailgating going on, so they set up the fan fest right in front of the forum. It was like maybe like 12 or 13 different like booths or like areas.
Where you can
there's
party,
like a Coca-Cola area, there's a Michelob area, a Doritos area, Degree area, Home Depot area.
They had a live DJ.
And it was just kind of strange. It felt like everything was so separated, and it didn't feel like it was like a community experience. It was more like, hey, let's showcase Michelob, and there was a DJ at the Michelob booth. That they looked like they were having a good time, but for me, like I want like a community. I don't want to have to wait in line, and there were lines to get into every single one, and it just felt weird. It felt like it was a Disneyland thing or like a state fair. I don't know. I wanted something a little bit more, especially for a World Cup. So I was very like concerned going into the game, and then the concert was going on, and the concert was kind of weird, and I was like, oh my God, are we fumbling this? Like, is this going to be a disappointment? And then all of a sudden the game started. It was like 7 minutes in. Pulisic splits the defenders. Gets it to McKennie. Just like bedlam. It was pure bedlam. After that, it was like, okay, this is the World Cup. This is actually like feels like a momentous occasion.
I don't know how other fans felt, but like I spent a arm and a leg for these tickets. I don't even want to get a beer. I'm like, I am not missing anything. I had to go to the bathroom one time. Yeah. And I missed the second goal. Upset. But then there was two more coming. So I saw three out of the four. That ball again before the half ends. Top corner.
Top bins, dude.
Oh my.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Like you can
But they ran that same play. Pulisic or whoever on the wings running in, crossing that ball back. They tried it like 10 times. Yeah. They were I forget the defender's name for Paraguay. He shut down he was shutting down Messi and everybody during the Conmebol. Pulisic, man, he was, oh man.
Barbecue chicken.
I think this 11 can beat anybody. I said what I said.
That was the best performance they put on. I think every single player in that 11, the starting 11, put together, if not the best, then one of the best performances in a U.S. jersey. Pulisic looked like, they were talking about he's Diego Maradona. Like they're saying he puts on the U.S. shirt and turns into prime Neymar or prime Ronaldinho, whatever. He looked incredible. Chris Richards completed 83 out of 83 passes.
Bro, he was a wall back there.
Like Freeman on the wing was doing crazy stuff. Serginho Dest had a couple of missteps, but for the most part looked extremely dynamic. They had him playing more forward, which I think is the perfect position for him.
He was All right, he was destroying his outside back.
Yeah.
Every play, it was a stutter step, gone.
Yeah.
And then he honestly, if his crosses were a little better,
Yeah.
he probably would have had a better go. But I liked how he played. A player that's coming back from injuries,
Yep.
but he looks like he's in form, top
Yeah,
form.
yeah.
I would have loved to see Sendejas over Berhalter.
Yeah, that
on
first
because Pulisic, the way he was being dynamic, I believe like Sendejas has the same like characteristics, not Pulisic level, but not that far from
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
I wanted to see a Sendejas. Gio shut everybody up because if any other American is saying different, you lying. I was in the stands talking about Gio Reyna coming in, losing every ball. Then he three fingers up, and then everybody was like, "We told you he was good."
Right.
Changed our mind in
Yeah.
10 minutes.
And he even hit that Stelly, the I can't hear you.
Yeah.
We've been not critical of Gio Reyna, but critical of the lack of playing time that he's had.
Yeah.
Right? And it hasn't really worked out at the clubs that he's been to. He hasn't had like a full season of minutes since like 2019, I
He's
think.
special though.
But he comes in and he's able to do that. And after the game, Christian Pulisic was talking about how like somebody asked him if they were surprised at that, and he literally said, "Dude, we see him do that every single day in training, so that's not a shock to us."
Yeah.
So they clearly hold him in high regard. Poch was out there celebrating with him. Like, that was such a cool moment for him. And I feel like it's got to feel so like vindicating, like, like I belong here, like shut up. And he even announced that he's having a kid afterward too. Did you see that?
No, I did not see it.
Yeah, so he did like the pregnant.
Oh, yeah. Gio, the celebration, yeah.
Yeah, and so that was because he was announcing that he was having a kid. I think that's what I saw. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, he celebrated. I was like literally right behind that.
Yeah, and so that was great. Malik Tillman looked good in the midfield looked fantastic. We allowed like a couple of leaks on the defense, like Paraguay, mostly a defensive team. They had a couple of opportunities, including the goal that they scored in transition. Maybe a spot of concern there, but I think all things considered, 4-1, get that first game out of the way, build some momentum, build some confidence. Now you've put yourself in the driver's seat because if you win a game, like you have a pretty good chance of making it out of the group. Now we got to win it. They got Australia next. Australia looked pretty dangerous against Turkey, what was supposed to be a dark horse candidate in Turkey. What do you think of the Americans' chances going forward?
Oh, I think they can definitely win the group. They can go far. I'm saying quarters, at best semis. They look that amazing. And everybody's saying Paraguay is just like it's not a Brazil or Argentina. No, like. Look at their record coming into the World Cup. They were whooping on Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil. Like, they're a good team, especially they're a defensive team. For a defensive team that parked the bus, getting scored 4 goals when everybody knows you're there because of your defense.
Right.
It just shows how dynamic our players can be. The only thing I hated about the U.S. was watching the second team come in and watching the big drop off. Like, our 11 are like top tier, and then you see some of the second guys, and you're like, dang, like it's a big drop off.
Yeah, but it's good that they're getting. I think it's good that they're getting action now.
Yeah.
So that if God forbid, they're required in the later stages of the tournament, they got some type of footing in, and they have some type of feel to their game, and they're not just coming in cold. So it's good that we're getting into big leads so that we can, number one, rest our players. Like Pulisic kind of got kicked in the first half, and so they're just being very precautious with him. But like Tyler Adams is a guy that we need. We need him to be in the lineup.
Bro. I loved how he played.
Yeah, he had a very good game as well. But someone like that, there's, like you said, the depth is not the strength of this U.S. team like it is for maybe a team like France or Spain or some of these teams that are stacked. But that 11, man, I said in the last podcast we're not going to get out of the round of 16. We're just going to make it there, and if that, maybe no. Like I think I'm hopeful, right? But I'm not going to set the expectations. I won't be disappointed if we lose in the round of 16. However, the way things are stacking up, if we win the group, we put ourselves in better positions to get a more favorable knockout stage matches. Maybe, who knows, like home cooking, all this stuff, we can roll ourselves maybe into a semifinal or quarterfinal position.
TT said it the best. He said, if this team can keep this performance up, be careful.
Yeah,
They're going to be scary.
Yeah, shout out to the broadcast because Zlatan, Titi, and Lalas, that dynamic is, number one, insane. Like, that lineup is, like, it makes no sense. But the Zlatan versus Alexi Lalas, like tension that's going on it's hilarious. It's very entertaining to watch. And like Zlatan, like he's doing subtle jabs at Alexi. He's calling him Alexis. Like, you know, he's mispronouncing his name. Like Alexi is like just kind of going off the rails, and I think Thierry had a couple of like hilarious like reactions, and he's already being memed. But the broadcasts have been solid. We had the Telemundo on, and they're not doing commercials during the hydration breaks, which is cool. Fox is, and it just throws off not just the momentum of the game, but from the watching experience, right? It's so, like, you check out and you're like, oh, there's commercials on, it must be halftime, like, just from watching the games. And then all of a sudden the game's back on, and you're like, what's going on? And then from a, like, tactical perspective, teams are able to regroup and make adjustments where they normally wouldn't be able to. And you're seeing the Morocco-Brazil game. Brazil made an adjustment. The Australia-Turkey game last night, they're making adjustments. And I don't know, man. These hydration breaks.
It throws you off, and then, like, you know that there's going to be 5 minutes added to the game. Like,
minimum of 3 minutes of extra time per half, and it's crazy.
It's crazy. I hate it. I don't want to play quarters. I hate it had to be this World Cup because they always blame Americans for doing, like.
Right. If it's hot, I get it.
Yeah.
But last night's game was in Vancouver at 9 p.m. Do we need a hydration break for that? Like, come on.
The U.S. game in LA, it was cold.
Yeah.
Like, there was no need for that. Paraguay had that one goal after the hydration break off a weird bounce, but I hate it. And then the Australia game, I was looking at the schedule, and it said for tomorrow, so I missed the whole freaking game. Only game I missed
because it was technically 12 a.m. Eastern time. So on the schedule, it's set for Sunday.
Man.
But yeah, let's talk about some of these other games because. We can go to Mexico, South Africa, because we were there. We did the watch party at Detroit Taqueria. We'll be there on Thursday for the South Korea game. So if you're checking this out and you want to come by Detroit, first off, the tacos are insane. The vibes at that watch party, the turnout was ridiculous.
It's a lot of people,
and it's supposed to get bigger. So I think they're going to expand it, so they get more people. The Korea game, obviously, Korea, Mexico, huge cultural relevance here in Los Angeles, and they have a history both in soccer and in the city. So we're expecting a huge turnout for that. But going back to Mexico from a playing perspective, Julio, what did you see in that game, and do you think this is a good team?
Yeah, they look really dynamic. They look like they came ready to play. I was surprised how good they played as well. Quiñones, they were coming to the World Cup. Is it Santis? Quiñones? Is it Raul? Like, who's going to be the difference maker? Raul scored his goal. I feel like
that was such a good.
I got emotional. Yeah. I'm not even Mexican. I got emotional just seeing through, like, from the head injury and him coming back to what he is now. Back to the level that he is at now. It was great.
And a header goal.
Header. Yeah. Quiñones was really, really scary. He wanted to score goals. That's all he wanted to do. He didn't care about it.
He had a couple where he could have laid it off, and he said, nope, I'm taking it myself.
So I was telling you how I was upset about that, but then I see Pepe and just being too passive, passing the ball. I'm like, no, you got to be more selfish as a 9. And Quiñones, like, even though, like, you hate playing with that 9, you need him because there's times where you want your
take it yourself.
You want your 9 to be selfish. Their defense played great. They got a red card, and they're just like the U.S. They're really like their center back talent depth is not there, so it's gonna be scary against South Korea because South Korea they're fast, they're technical. I think they're just not as physical as other teams could be. But I liked how Mexico played their opening game. They gave a lot of positives. And I just think they needed this good performance to have a great group, and they can win their group.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly can win their group, especially with the first game. To me, like, I was more disappointed in South Africa than I was with anything. They did not look like a coherent team. Like, they were struggling to maintain possession throughout the entire game. They got that early red card.
Yeah.
It wasn't. They came out of the gates very nervous as well. Like, And I get they're in the Azteca. I get the stadium it must have been just an incredible
Rocking.
atmosphere because they were very skittish to start the game. I thought Mexico should have won by an even bigger margin.
Yeah.
They had a lot of opportunities that they kind of squandered. You mentioned Quiñones trying to do a little bit too much. He was able to convert on one of his, but it's almost like when you're like in basketball, right? When like Draymond Green makes his first three,
Yeah.
it's like a good thing for the other team because they know like he's just gonna he thinks he's hot. He's just gonna keep shooting. I'm rooting for Mexico. I'm pulling for Mexico. I want Mexico to go far in this tournament, but yes, it's a win. Yes, they got on the board. Raul had his moment. I think the Korea game is going to be a better test for them, and it's going to give us a better picture of what this team is made of, and is this a serious team, or is this going to be another team that flames out earlier than expected. So we'll see. I'm super excited the Korea game because Korea came back against Czechia, who's another pretty tough opponent, not a slouch by any means. They're set piece. They're like set piece FC, kind of like how Arsenal was. They're really deadly, and you can even argue that Korea got a little bit lucky on that offside call. That was barely offside, and that would have changed the dynamic of the game as well. But
Man, Son played. I feel like he could have done more. I was watching the game. There was a few plays where he missed a goal one-on-one with the goalie. I think Korea played better when Son got subbed out.
Yeah.
And I hate that because we love us some Sonny. Yeah, it'll be a better test. Mexico's going to be I'm telling you, Mexico's their defense is not all there because they don't have the depth. So with that guy getting the red card, I think Korea's going to have a field day. It might be like a 2-0 Korea.
Yeah. That's your prediction? 2-0 Korea. So this is a game where I really like the Korea side, and I'm rooting for Mexico. So in my head, I like a draw would be perfect, but
that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think both teams would be happy walking away from that game, especially having won the previous game, right? If they pick up 4 points, that almost guarantees their spot.
Yeah.
I think they do get it. It's like an 80% chance or something like that. I was looking at some like models that were predicting like if you get 4 points, you have it's like a very high chance. It almost guarantees your spot into the knockout rounds. So if both of them can walk away with a draw, I think they'll be very happy going into their final match with 4 points. I didn't see enough from Mexico though to convince me that they can put together 90
South
minutes.
African's goalie was playing out of his mind.
He had a very good game. He did have
was
a very
playing
good game.
out of his mind. So, you're right. Mexico should have had more goals, but I blame that on that goalie. Bro, who is this guy?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And that's a great thing about adding more teams into the World Cup. You'll start hearing names that you're like, who the hell is this
Yeah,
guy?
well, and then there's those players where you only hear about them every 4 years, right? Like, who's the guy on Switzerland? Rodriguez?
Yes.
Like, I think he plays for Bilbao or Betis or one of the two somewhere. And I only hear about him in either the Euros or the World Cup. And it's really cool to see these players that you're like, oh, shoot, he's still doing it? Like, you know what I mean? The other guy on Ecuador, he's been there forever. Not Jerry Mina, anyways, the guy who's been there, like he has the most caps ever, and he's like in his late 30s.
Even like James, you don't know what he's doing.
Right.
Into Colombia's playing a national tournament.
Yeah. But I think seeing these names like that, and it's one of the magical parts of the World Cup, and that's why we love doing this stuff. How about the U.S. though? Moving to the U.S., huge game against Australia on Thursday as well. Was it Thursday or Friday? Friday. It's Friday. Friday against Australia in Seattle. I think that the winner of this game, or if there's a winner in this game, they're going to win the group. Australia, I think a lot of people were pretty high on them going into this tournament. They're a very scrappy team. They always play very tough. But to me, they looked even dynamic, which I didn't expect to see. Like, they have a couple of forwards. One of them plays at Watford. He was in the Bayern Munich system coming in, went on a couple of loan spells, and now he's in the championship with Watford. Dude, he's a baller. Tim Ream is going to have a hard time chasing him down because he's got crazy pace. Their back line did a fantastic job containing a pretty talented Turkey team like Arda Güler, put a couple of good shots on, but nothing to show for it. Shutting out Turkey is not a easy feat.
Not at all.
They're battle tested, and that's not going to be an easy game for the U.S. by any means.
Yeah, but you're right. I saw them as dynamic. I think we're just a little bit more dynamic just because you either have a desk going up and attacking the flanks, or you have his outside back Robinson right behind him, same pace. So we're a little bit more dynamic on the side. They are, I think, a little bit more physical. They were fighting every ball.
Yeah.
I think then the U.S. was too busy touch.
Right. We're playing Joga Bonito over here.
That last goal for Reina was 23 or 24
26,
touches,
I think.
something like that, touches
passes,
before the goal. So it will be a great test to see where the U.S. is at, because this is a team is gonna want to get physical with you. Is gonna try to see they're gonna try to bully ball you into some mistakes. And the only goal that Paraguay had against the U.S. was a little bully ball, and the mistake happened, and then the outside back. I don't know where he was at, that the player was wide open by himself.
Yeah.
So
that's a point of concern, or at least that they need to focus on, because both Australia and Turkey are going to play like that. And both teams, especially Turkey, that last game, they're going to be desperate to, depending on how their game against Paraguay goes, they're going to be desperate. I'm hoping that we put this to bed. We win against Australia, 6 points. We can rest our guys, maybe give Turkey a bone and get them in one of the third place teams, or even the second place, depending on how Australia does against Paraguay as well. We need to take care of business. Yeah, that's the thing.
I think if we have the same performance against a team that wants to get physical, I think this U.S. team, usually people are when they play physical with them, they're little prima donnas. They don't want to get touched. But if they can show them hey, we're ready for this too.
Dogs too.
You're not gonna. We're some dogs. You're not gonna punk us in our home soil. So if they play the same as they did against Paraguay, against Australia, then at that point I'm gonna be going nuts. I feel like we're gonna make it pretty far in this tournament.
Yeah. Okay. What about some of the other World Cup stuff? Going away from analysis, being outside at these bars, watch parties, whatever. Is there anything that's stood out to you? What has been your number one takeaway from the first few days of this World Cup?
Yeah, people are all feeling it. I saw it was probably 20 watch parties, and they all were mostly full. The World Cup fever is here. There's a line to get everywhere. The people have been great. There's been no real drama. So far.
Not like that dude have you seen that Spurs fan that was fighting all the Knicks? There's one freaking Debo looking dude. He's picking fights with all hopefully we don't get into that level of aggressiveness.
Yeah, no, the only thing that I saw a report yesterday that the England team got a lot of things stolen from them. Oh. Jerseys, cleats.
Are they in Kansas City?
Kansas City. Yeah. They stole a lot of things, but then again, it's England, whatever.
Yeah. Forget them, dude.
They've been talking about us the whole time, so it's only happened to them, so we're good. Yeah. I see zero fault now. The fans are crazy. Any bar you go to, we film right here in the Arts District. I was leaving, and a lot of people are coming in for that second game right now. Yeah. So it's a great atmosphere. I like how the things are going. I hope that it stays at the way it is, and I'm so ready to enjoy the rest of this World Cup.
Yeah, man. It's the summer. It's warm out. People are wearing their jerseys. There's flags everywhere. I was at the Hermosa Pier yesterday. The Brazil game was going crazy. There's
a lot of Brazilians out there.
A lot of Brazilians. It was one bar was all yellow shirts. We went into a different brewery. It was half Morocco fans, half Brazil fans. People were friendly, talking trash to each other. That was a cagey game as well. It's such a fun time because number one, any World Cup, right? You're going to be locked in. But there feels like there's an extra energy with us hosting. And I think all the people that were concerned about, they don't really care about soccer here. And this is on that side of the argument, not like from a visa or like a hospitality or like us being able to accommodate like Iran is staying in Tijuana and when all the games are here on the West Coast, right? That stuff is the criticisms are still there, and I think that still needs to be discussed. But I've seen people on Twitter talking about like, yo, these stadiums are incredible. It's like, what do you think we were playing in? Like, this is the United States. Like, sports wise, like we go crazy about maybe not soccer, but we're putting in billions of dollars into our state. Like, people were talking about SoFi, and it's like, I've never seen, like, I couldn't believe this stadium. It's like, dude, do you think we're playing at like, rinky-dink?
First of all, like, you go to any other countries, they only have one great stadium per country for these events. We have plenty of those here, bro. That's what we do.
From questioning the infrastructure, I think was crazy.
That's what we do.
Maybe the public transit. Yeah. Maybe the public transit.
It's been great. I've been seeing like, all right. So I was planning to take the train to SoFi to see how it was, but then I bought the ticket late, so we drove. But there was like
there's a lot of shuttles. I saw there's buses. A bunch of lines at Union Station. Like the lines look really long.
And you can park for free. So
I don't know exactly how that turned out. My wife dropped me off at the game. I get the princess treatment over here. But I'm going to the game on Monday, the New Zealand versus Iran game. So I need to figure out how I'm going to get there, whether I'm going to take a shuttle or the public transit or whatever.
Dude, there's a train that drops you off like, I'm going to say half a mile away.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like it was a big line. To get out of there, so you might be good. I was lucky enough. Being Salvadorian is amazing. We all have friends everywhere. One of our friends lived literally across the street.
Yeah.
So we parked on his parking spot.
That's clutch, dude. Yeah. There's a shuttle stop pretty close to where I live, so I'm thinking about parking there, taking the shuttle. The shuttle drops you off pretty close to the stadium.
Yeah.
So.
Literally, the parking lot where we parked the car. Yeah. It's right. It's like a little right across. It's only a few yards.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, but going back to like the first couple of games, like the fields look pristine. I don't think there was any question.
No.
Because people were like, some of the warm up games, they're like, oh, the ball doesn't bounce on. SoFi looked like
amazing.
You could that looked like some of the best grass.
Everybody looked good except Reen that tripped on himself, and I was like, bro, I'm scared.
Yeah. And the turnouts so far have been pretty solid.
70,000 at SoFi.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the crowd is going to be like at the Iran New Zealand game, because that's those aren't two like traditional powerhouse teams. There's a big Iranian population here in LA, but I don't know if it's going to be a sellout. I hope it is. But yeah, I'm excited, man. This is going to be an insane 5 more weeks. And we're going to have a lot of stuff. We have a couple of cool guests coming on further down the road. Anything else that you want to?
No, man, I'm excited. Let's see what happens. That's it.
Yeah.
So tired. I'm telling you, FIFA needs to really give us a hydration break.
Yeah, I agree. Just like a fan, we need like a fan appreciation day.
Yeah.
Where it's like we have like nap pods. Red light therapy, cold plunge, sauna. Like we need that as fans, right? The players get it. But I mean, the fans, like, come on, the sport's for the fans. Like that's what they always say.
Yeah,
right?
man. And then I think FIFA messed up not having the final in LA. Man, that stadium was rocking.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not that's partially on LA as well.
I know.
So that stadium doesn't have it's not qualified to tell us about. Anyways, but yeah, keep it tapped in. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. This was a lot of fun. I'm excited. This is an incredible time to be a soccer fan and to be covering this in this space. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah, we'll be here.
Yeah,
tired and all for you guys.
We do it for you guys. Come on now. This has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast and Game Life, part of the Believe Network. For Julio Monterosa, I'm Ramsey and Julio. We'll see you next week.
Vamos.